Great guy. Joins us also with Frank now. Michael J. Daugherty joins us, CEO of the Cyber Education Foundation, founder of the Justice Society, and he's also the author of The Devil Inside the Beltway, a shocking expose on the government surveillance and overreach into cybersecurity, medicine, and small business.
How you doing?
Mike, how are you? So
I'm well.
The first thing I want to ask you, Mike, this, you know all about how the government can overreach and get into all your records, but apparently Twitter is overreaching, and they have taken this outrageous step. Trump put out an incredible video tribute to George Floyd, and they took it down.
Right. So to me, this is just high-tech book burning. This is nothing more than using whatever escapes you want to control a narrative. And the thing about these tech companies, they've grown so fast that they're bigger than most world economies now. So, so now they've engaged in politics. We've given them the platform, and they're using it and exploiting it. And, they scream loudest and do outrageous things like this. Now, what are we going to do about it? It's kind of like the page out of the Eric Holder School of Law. Like, okay, I'm gonna make stuff up, and I'm gonna exploit this, and I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. What are you gonna do about it? And this very quick excuse of copyright law and this moving so fast, it puts Trump in a real corner here. You're going to be really suppressing the President of the United States, First Amendment, off some technicality. We know what's going on, and what's Trump going to do? So it's outrageous, and it's once again the public's going to have to save itself because at the election.
Well, Michael, I want to ask about some strategies the public can do to save themselves with respect to protecting their own privacy rights. You know all too well what it looks like to have your rights violated. For people that aren't familiar with your background, you created LabMD, which is a cancer detection center, and you actually became a victim of some of these practices of government overreach. And it wasn't just you that was victimized, but there was an unauthorized but government-funded breach of 9,000 patients' data records. From your laboratory. Explain to folks exactly what happened to you and why and how the government has gotten so out of control with respect to surveillance.
Okay, so number one, this has been going on for 12 years. So what I'll tell you what happened, know that we only learned it in the last year, is when the government violates you, most people roll and give up quickly, but I just chased it. So we didn't know at the beginning, we just knew something was wrong. The government, the FBI in Pittsburgh gave this company Tyversa FBI investigative software to investigate for the FBI. And this group of people they thought were good guys went in and started stealing files from corporations using tools that if you weren't working with the FBI, you wouldn't have. And they didn't tell the FBI they were using it off the clock to be felons, and they stole it. And then what they did is they'd take the data, they'd steal from not just my company, thousands, and they'd alter it to make it look like it was out in cyberspace. And they'd call you up and go, hey, your stuff's out in cyberspace. We want you to pay us to help you, or you can do it on your own, but we just want to let you know. And then I'm like, who the hell are you? And they didn't like that too much. Because, this will shock you. Major corporations usually just go, oh, okay, let's just write the check and get you to help us. But when I asked him to go and defend himself, he turned me over to the government. The government started investigating me like I was the bad guy. So it went on. I wrote a book about it. It ended up getting Darrell Issa involved in House Oversight, and it went crazy. And what you learn is when the government makes a massive mistake, and this was massive, they use their power to cover that up. They got in bed with bad guys, and then they started working with the bad guys because the humiliation was going to be so bad. Massive privacy violation, but there's nothing worse than bad press for them. They don't want bad press. So, and usually the odds are that a little guy like me that does cancer detection with 40 employees is going to get squished. But I was raised by a Detroit police officer, so I don't squish.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I don't know if I've ever had my squishiness tested, but
we're on TV.
It's a PG show, that's for sure.
That's right. But you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Hey, Mike, Michael, in our final minute here, Do you think that the peaceful demonstrators have been hijacked by these smaller group of fomenters from Antifa?
Oh, sure, because was Churchill that said if you're a conservative when you're young, you don't have a heart. You're liberal when you're old, you don't have a head. These are primarily these naive, no life experience. They're adults in their bodies. They're not adults in their experience. So who doesn't want to be a bad guy? Who isn't for discrimination going away? And so they're absolutely they're always exploited. I mean, I actually have friends of mine I told their kids to write a journal about this because they've gone out and they're protesting. I said, and I want you to write about everything you've done. So in 30 years, you can look back on this and go, wow, I really didn't get it. What do you expect when you're 20?
Yeah, right. Well, I guess they're a little more susceptible to being
They're sitting ducks.
fomented, exactly. And the campuses.
But we don't need to give them bricks.
Yeah, that's true. And
just give them their mouth and no projectiles.
yeah, they're getting enough programming on the college campuses. But Michael Daugherty, thank you very much. Go out, check out his book, The Devil Inside the Beltway, if you want to learn about how the government can get every last bit of information they want, whether it's legal or not. You got to check out The Devil Inside the Beltway. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
Good talking to you. Thanks, Dan.
All right, just wrapping it up here on a Money Monday. Had my daughter's graduation. It's Best Friends Day. My best friend over there, Frank, is still with me, or
Absolutely.
still have him?
You've got me.
This is probably a very challenging day for you because you have so many best friends.
Well, I mean, the shame of it is all the stores are closed, and I didn't have an opportunity to get everybody a gift. So that's the shame.
Well, you're a gift to humanity, Frank, and
You're very
thanks,
kind.
buddy. So, all of you for watching. We'll be back here tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. More Liquid Lunch.